Hello and welcome to my stamp studio. Yeah, so today got really kind of hectic and I wasn't able to do our hump day break at lunch today. And it really is way past dinner time, am I right? So we're going to call it a hump day crafting break. So hope you are all here. I'm just getting my feed going and then we'll go ahead and check out the project we're going to make tonight. We're actually going to be making a quick card. So I love when I get in swaps. So what is a swap? Demonstrators get together when they gather and they change cards. So I just did one this past weekend, and tomorrow night, actually, if you join me at 7:44, I will be doing sharing my swaps with you, and I have a new class series announcement. So make sure you join me tomorrow night here on our Facebook page. So this was the swap I made. So what I did is I actually made 50 swaps and I exchanged cards with 50 other demonstrators. And I have a ginormous pile here of other card swaps. So I'll be sharing all those with you tomorrow night, but I am going to share one with you right now. So let me get my feed going here. If you're joining me, please say hi. Let me know that you're here so I can see you all with me. All right. So, hi Beth, hi Amy. I'm not sure who's all here. I see some other people, but I don't see your name. So just say hi. Let me know that you're here. Okay, let's move this out of the way. And I'm going to share with you what product we're going to be using from our September to December catalog. And don't worry, the products I'm using tonight, I will have more cards for. So we're going to be doing the Humble Home Bundle. And it is really sweet. I kept looking at this and I was going back and forth and back and forth. Do I want this? Do I not want this? Oh, what do I do? And yeah, well, after this weekend's retreat and I got a bunch of swap cards, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So actually, I didn't even have to do it because in the retreat I was in, it was a business retreat, I actually won this bundle. Woohoo! So I didn't even have to purchase it. Love that. So as a demonstrator, I get to go to all sorts of different events. This one happened to be our live creative convention. It was in Michigan, and I traveled with Sherry. So some of you may remember Sherry as being my partner in crime for some of our retreats. And yes, she will be coming back to pair with me to do more retreats starting in January. So anyways, I'm going to show you the swap card I got. Now, I cannot pronounce Chrissy's last name. If I do, I will slaughter it completely. It's not a name I can even pronounce. So, Chrissy, I'll have to shout out to you on my blog. Thank you for the swap. I do appreciate it. And we're going to be making something very similar to this. So I love when I get a card idea from someone and I can kind of just tweak it to make it my own. So 7:44, yes, I have the grandchildren until 7 o'clock p.m. So I just need a little time to decompress. I know 7:44 is late. Next week I'll be able to be at my normal time, but yeah, I apologize. Unless I can talk my husband into coming home earlier, maybe I can go on live earlier. But if I do, I will post that tomorrow. But otherwise, it'll be 7:44 Central. Okay, so we're going to start with what designer series paper we're using. We're going to be using Winter Meadows. Now, this is 12 by 12 designer series paper. I have it cut down because when I was doing projects and classes, I do it 6 by 12 because that way you get a half a pack of designer series paper. This is the piece that we'll be using, but let me show you some of the other amazing pieces in here. So you can see these. Now, I've used these on multiple projects before. It is double-sided. So you just get a little sneak peek here of some of the different papers. It's really a gorgeous, kind of like a watercolor paper. I think they make for some very nice winter cards. You don't necessarily have to use them for the holidays. So this one is not a holiday card. I know, shock, right? But it's not. This really isn't a what I would consider a holiday stamp set. I think it could be used for so many other things, and that's what we'll be doing with ours tonight. So let's move these two things out of the way. I next have a piece of Pretty Peacock And I don't have a piece of basic white cutout, so I won't be doing the inside here. Well, actually, I could trim this one down really quick. Let's just trim this one down. So this white is going to be 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Oops. 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I'm just taking my trimmer real quick and trimming it down. That way we have it for the inside of the card. All right. Here we go. And I have a strip of that designer series paper, so that will be our inside. That is 5 1/4 by 2 inches. So we're going to be using that right on the front, just like that. So let's go ahead and just put that on. And let's grab our, oops, that is not a good one to use. That was the one I had to do surgery on, and I still haven't done it. All right. Okay. So you can use this with any designer series paper. I love it when you can have a layout to use with anything. If you're using directional paper, just make sure you're going the right direction. All right, so there we go. We said 5 1/4 by 2. All right. We'll put that aside because I don't need these extra pieces. And now we're going to go ahead and bring in, I actually did this earlier. So on one of the other pieces of designer series paper, I simply use my decal circle dies and die cut a circle. So I'm going to be putting that in the front here. Then we're going to take a piece of Pretty Peacock. So a little bit of tip on this. Flip over your punch, all right? This way you know which direction you need to stamp in. So if I were to stamp this, it would not be right. I couldn't punch it out that way. So I'm going to flip my little paper over here. The other trick I have for this is I tend to make a mask. So I just put this in a scrap piece of paper, and I have a little mask here. And the reason I'm doing that is because there are 2 pieces to these houses. So like this house right here, the little brick, has a roof that's separate. So those are 2 stamps. Now this one would fit right in there and you don't have to worry about it. But this one, yeah, I do have to do something. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece right here. I'm actually going to grab a little piece of Post-it note tape here. I just get this from Amazon. And I'm going to just flip this over here. I'm just going to adhere it together. All right. It's not permanent. It's just holding it in place. So actually I'm going to do it at the top just so I can stamp and get that lined up. So that way when I punch, I don't have to punch things separately. All right. So there we go. I'm going to take that little brick house and I'm going to grab my Early Espresso. Now, if you didn't have Early Espresso, you could use any other color. You could use your Peacock or whatever color you have for your background cardstock. I'm just inking that up, making sure the whole thing is inked. Whoops, get back here. And I'm going to look through this, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in there. It kind of gives me a little guide there. All right. So now I can actually take that piece off. I'm going to bring in the little rooftop here. Ink that up. Now I am going to actually rotate my cardstock here just because it's a little easier with my lighting. And my lighting is really bad in here tonight. Let me move this a little bit better. Just so I can, I know I got part of my stamp inked. Look through here and line it up. Okay, oh, that was done poorly. Let's just flip that over. Let's try again. I'll ink this one up. I'm just going to freehand it this time. And when I did this earlier, that's exactly what I did. I just lined it up here. All right. Oh, that still didn't work. Okay. I have one that's already been cut. Let's try this one. Let's see how well I can do it on a punch piece. It really isn't hard to line up. It's my lighting in here is just awful. Maybe I should take my glasses off so there wouldn't be such a glare. All right, let's just Okay, I'm... I don't know why this is a challenge. I did it 3 times earlier going, oh yeah, this will be a good way to show people how to do it. Okay, let's ink this up. Let's just stamp it right here. All right, let's bring in our little template. We'll put it right there. I'll line it up. Get this inked. Now I can just kind of slide it right in there. There we go. Much better. Okay. Now, I'm going to punch this out. Now, it's going to punch a couple of things. It's going to punch a little dot. It's going to punch a little heart and a little square. Right. So these are my pieces right here, here, and here. Now, I'm not going to use these two, but earlier I did punch the same thing out of my Lost Lagoon here. So I'm going to just bring in this. Oh, where'd it go? My little heart is missing. All right. Well, I need another little heart. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a strip of basic white here. It's just a 1/2 inch strip. I have my welcome sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp that right on here. My stamp pad needs to be re-inked. Hopefully I stamped that straight. I put my arm in the other stamp. All right, I'm just going to trim this off at the end. Wow, I need to get better lighting, I've decided. And then I'm just going to trim a little banner here. All right. I feel like I've been gone for weeks. So I was really excited when I came across this one. I'm like, oh, how perfect. My family has all been under the weather a little bit. I got sick over the weekend. The person I stayed with got sick too. I feel so bad. Sorry, Sherry. I really do feel bad. I mean, I really do. That didn't sound like it, but I really do feel bad. All right, I'm going to grab in some dimensionals. I do not need my ink pad anymore. Now, this is just barely going to fit on here. I'm going to put it right here. I could just use an extra scrap for my other dimensional, but oh well, I'm not. So I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool just to pick up my little heart. And I'm going to put it right on there. You can see a little bit of that, but if it bothers you, just reposition it. If you didn't press down too hard, you can. If you press down too hard on it, it's going to be stuck there. All right, now it's stuck there. Okay, we'll put that tool away. Let's bring back in our card front here, and we'll move these other pieces. And I'm going to place this here, and this is going to be our little card. So to spice it up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and just actually pop these up on dimensionals. I'd like the house to be popped up a little bit. So let's just grab some handy dandy dimensionals. There we go. And we'll pop the house up. All right, I need to adhere my circle down. And let's just put in a little bit of extra something, something here. I'm going to grab my gold and silver trim combo pack, and we'll use that. In fact, I have a list of everything here that I'm using. And I am just going to actually, sorry, I'm going to cross off my phone number there because, you know, I don't need telemarketers calling me. You can find me, just email me, and I would be happy to send you my phone number. Okay, so these are the different items. Now, I will have this all listed in the comments right after the video. So I'm going to take my ribbon here. I decided, I mean, you could use the silver or the gold. I don't think either, you know, I think both would look good. It depends on kind of the tone that you're looking at. You know, let's go with the gold. Why not? I almost always use silver, so let's just go with gold. Let's be a little different. So again, this is the silver and gold trim combo pack. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the list of supplies will be in the description of the video. Now notice this has, like, you can see two different colors here, like almost like a little cream in there, and one side is just completely gold. So that's what that two-tone is. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just put this up here. I'll tie a little bow. Just gonna make sure my ribbon is flat. Nope. All right, that's just a key thing. Make sure your ribbon is flat when you tie it. All right, I need a little bit more. So here we go. Tie your bow wherever. Now you can slide your bow once it's done. So I'm going to actually help myself out. This is a little bit thinner. So I'm going to grab my little tweezers here and I'm going to hold my knot. It's kind of like having someone put their finger there. All right, and we'll tie our bow. All right, I'm going to just flip this around because this end is too short. So I just need to adjust a little bit here. All right. Oh, okay. Apparently I'm bow challenged tonight. Who else gets bow challenged? It happens. All right. Just stick with it. You got it. You'll get it. All of us get bow challenged once in a while. All right. Just tug it. Move my little tweezers there. And go ahead and kind of pop up my bow a little bit. I think I want this side just a tad smaller. Okay, I'm just going to trim this with my ribbon scissors. Yeah, my little stinkers. You know, and your heart breaks when they're just, you know, in pain. They don't feel good. Yeah. Grandpa really stepped up today because I am sick. So Grandpa really stepped up and took little Mr. Caden and cuddled with him on the couch, and they cuddled for quite a few hours actually. Mr. Caden got up at 4 a.m. and they've been sleeping really good. They've been sleeping, you know, until we wake them up in the morning. So yeah. All right, I'll get this out of the way. Let's just finish up our card. So now we could have another color behind there. If we wanted to bring in a piece of the Lost Lagoon again. Let me see if I just have another piece handy. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to stick with it because I don't have it handy. All right. And we're just going to put that on the front. So that is going to be our card. Just a quick and simple little card. And don't miss out on more of these coming up. I am, like I said, going to be kicking off a Christmas card series. And that will be the first Thursday in October that I start that. And what is a Christmas series? Well, I'm going to do 4 classes. It's going to be weekly. So each week in October, we'll have a different card class. I'll be featuring a different stamp set. And there we go. Just put that right there, just like that. We'll need a dimensional on the bottom here because we popped our house up. We'll need one right there as well. So I'm just going to take a portion of one here and put it right at the end. All right, got that. We'll bring in my little liquid glue here. Put a little bit at this end. If it's not too... I've got a little glue stopper here. And look at that. Yeah, that was quite the glue stopper. I'm going to have to clean that little base out. Come on, glue. I just need a little bit. All right. There we go. Okay. And then for the inside of the card, we'll grab our stamp set again. And we'll go ahead and just stamp this cute little house. And actually, it would be kind of fun to use a brick one on the inside. Let's go back. Okay, changing my mind. I go rogue a lot. Sorry, it happens. I can't help myself. Because I think of a better idea. I didn't, when I came up with the card idea, I didn't think about the inside. I'm like, you know, I really need to start to show people how they can stamp the inside of their cards. So, let's go ahead. I've got my inside piece. What did I do with it? There it is. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp this in Pretty Peacock. I'm going to take this right here. And I'm going to stamp it off once because I don't want it to be so dark. So, take this. And I should have cleaned that before I did that. Okay. Alright. Just want to make sure I had it all inked up really well. Okay, so there we go. Our inside right here. And I'm going to do it pretty close to the bottom. Okay. I'll bring this back in because now we will stamp our doors. Put that at an angle and our rooftop. So I'll bring in my early espresso and we'll stamp that right on the top here. Okay. Oh, I need it out because we'll stamp our doors. So I want to make sure I get this really inked. So a lot of times I stamp in the middle of my pad. So when I do that, then all the ink goes away from the middle and spreads to the outside. So I'm just going around the outsides here. All right, so now I've got my little door. And I'm just going to stamp my door on there. I want it a little bit darker. Let's stamp our door right there. Just like that. And then I'm going to stamp from our house to yours. All right, grabbing the block here. And I'm going to stamp that in Peacock. Kind of keep things color coordinated here. So I really only use 2 stamp pads to make this card. All right. You know what? I'm going to just put it right there. From our house to yours. Then you can jot a quick little note. Invite the neighbor over for coffee or the football game or, you know, whatever. Cookout. We actually have a new neighbor. A young gentleman bought the house next door to us. Talked to him a couple of times, but he's been pretty busy. So maybe this summer we'll do a cookout. All right. So there we go. There's our quick and easy card. So going from this card idea, just changing it up a little bit and having a little bit more fun. So thanks for joining me today. Again, don't forget, join tomorrow night for Stampin' Fun and More. And I'll be sharing a lot of the swaps that I've gotten. So you can check those out. And we'll be doing another card. And I'll give you all the details on our Christmas card series. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Thanks. I appreciate it. Bye.